Hi, this is Regina White Favors with Overcoming Setback Inspiration. And so the topic today is on Proverbs 18:21 about the life and death of your tongue, how you steer your tongue. So I'm going to read it. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So it's very interesting how we use our tongue. We can use our tongue to encourage someone, or we can encourage ourselves, or we can use our tongue to disparage, depress a situation, a person, right? But the most important person that you definitely need to consider when you are using your tongue is you, because you guide you. Remember that you are 100% responsible for you and what you do with your life and how you conduct your life. Sure, there will be times where you are down and you may have to come up under another authority. Say, for instance, if you have to move in with family because you lost your job or something like that. And so you may have to work out your life in that way, but you also want to work out your tongue, that while you are up under that authority, because it's not your house, while you are up under that authority, you have to watch your tongue, because that may be the way God is using those people or that person to help you through your setback. They're not going to be with you in your setback forever, and they're not going to have all the answers. And a lot of times, sometimes the people who are helping you are oftentimes the people who are causing you much pain as well, because they don't understand. God might have given you the vision for something. God might have given you the understanding about something, or the opportunity to work out your setback in their environment, but they don't understand that. All they understand is the fact that you are living at their house. You're not able to really pay as much rent as you should as a grown adult, because you can't find a job, or whatever you have in terms of work is still just not enough, right? And so they may use their tongue against you in terms of suggesting that you're lazy, or that you are not putting in the efforts that you need to put in, and etc. Then you may use your tongue against them and saying they're not really helping you. They are really putting a strain on the whole dynamic. And both parties can be true about the same thing. They can have, everyone is entitled to their perspective, right? And it's their version of truth. Doesn't necessarily mean that what they are thinking is true about you, and it doesn't necessarily mean that what you're thinking is true about them. If someone is helping you, then you don't always look at the fact that they need to give you something in order to receive help. Sometimes having a place to lay your head is enough for the moment. No one necessarily has to give you money. They may give you some starter money, right, to go and find a job or something like that, but they don't have to give you anything in order for you to receive help, right? Also, if a person is helping someone, the person you are helping doesn't necessarily have to give you anything in order for you to help. Sometimes you are just helping someone who missed their way years ago, and that you are the appropriate environment for them because you missed your own way years ago. What happens in a situation with both parties is that the person who missed their way long ago in the past has recovered, and they are doing well, and helping you is almost like to them a step back. But that's actually the obvious thing that you're supposed to do, that as soon as you have sort of come out of your setback, your situation, you should have wisdom and understanding about things. You should understand what your error was, what it is that you need to do going forward, and that you will serve almost like a little mentor to the next person who comes along. Because in order for you to advance, you also a lot of times may need to help someone else along the way. You are never an entity unto yourself, But you have to understand what the help is really all about. That you are helping people in the way that God would have you to help them. That's why you have to be careful about your tongue, because you can miss the opportunity that God is giving you in helping the person, and put your tongue on something before you understand what you are putting your tongue on. You are looking at the surface level of the situation. So you use your tongue at a surface level. Oh, he's lazy. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Oh, she's this, right? And you start thinking from some, I don't know, from a past experience with another person who was actually lazy. That person was probably actually lazy, and you did more investing in that person, so that by the time you finish with that person, you're so burnt out, it's hard for you to work with anybody else. And that's what usually happens as well. That you may hear someone say, I'm only going to help people who help themselves. Well, if a person can help themselves, why would you need, if people can help themselves, why would you need to help them? You see the language that we use, the weird kind of logic. It's the person who can't help them, the people who can't help themselves. Those are the people who need help. Now, I'm not saying that people don't have the gumption or the wherewithal or the initiation or something like that. Sometimes they do, but sometimes there's a step-by-step instruction. Some people need step-by-step instruction, and some people already have the go-to in them, but they might need a little bit of mentoring. And you have to know that when you are helping someone, or especially when you are putting your tongue on something, you have to have a very good understanding of that, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. If you say the person is never going to accomplish anything, you are putting your mouth on that person's life. You are basically cursing their end. There may be times where you may have to give them a kick in the pants or something like that. You might find yourself calling someone something like loser or something like that, and I don't think you necessarily mean to do that. But you're calling something, you see something that they might not see. If you are very skilled at creating opportunities to build, but then you purposely tear that down, you like the aspect of losing. No matter what you build, you have to tear it down. You have to burn it down. Okay, that's a loser. That's you wanting to lose. You may not necessarily be a loser in character, but you might be a loser in your attitude towards life, right? So life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. That's not the only interpretation that scripture implies, but it's something that I want to leave you with, that if you are dealing with anyone who is in a setback, and all of us are basically in a setback with this pandemic, if you are dealing with anyone within a setback, you're going to have to watch your tongue, because as much as you want to say something about that person based upon what you think that person is going through, you're going to run a risk of it returning to you as well, because you might end up being a person who needs help later. So life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So this is Overcoming Setback Inspiration. Thank you for listening to this audio.